we should be good to go. I'm gonna do a brief intro. Make sure that we are solid. Pretty sure we're live now, so.
Who's up?
People in business. Okay, cool. Okay, so thank you guys for being here for Thursday morning breakfast. We appreciate it. Just as a reminder, Thursday morning breakfast is our way to connect with the community with subject matter experts, both public and private, that are already doing the good work that the community needs, and we want to be the bridge in between the two. So every Thursday, we have Thursday morning breakfast here at Gatlin's Barbecue off of 610 and Ella, to let the community know that there's a lot of good things going on in the city, a lot of services, a lot of solutions, a lot of support, a lot of opportunity, and we simply want to be the bridge between the two. So this morning, our speaker is Sister Cecelia Fontenot. Somebody misspelled it wrong on the flyer. I don't know who did that, but I got it corrected. And she's going to talk to us about the free legal aid that's offered by Lone Star Legal Aid, been around for 70 plus years. So when I went to their website and I learned how long they've been doing what they do, I was extremely impressed, and she's going to give us some more information on that. So I'm going to read her bio, and then I'm going to turn this thing over to her, and she's going to blow our minds. Not because of the gummies, but because of the coffee she had this morning. So, all right, Sister Cecelia Fontenot was born in Louisiana to a single mother. She lived with her grandmother, whom could not walk. Her mother was her caretaker. She's a widower. Widow. She's a widow. Thank you, Brother Will. Her education consists of attending St. Peter Claver. I got that right. USL. What's USL?
Louisiana State University.
Okay. T.H. Harris Vocational Technical School, HCC Continual Education, Toastmasters International, because she's a phenomenal speaker. She don't need no training. Her work experience, Curtin Matheson Scientific, 24 years. What you do there?
Accounting,
okay. Action Box, volunteered at Ben Tall. That's a hell of a hospital to volunteer at, Ben Tall. Woohoo!
yes.
Yes, ma'am. She received a Volunteer of the Year award in 2009, and she's a lifetime member of Houston Black American Democrats, HBAD. She sits on the board of Houston Client Council as secretary under Lone Star Legal Aid, president of Fair Housing Neighborhood, right? Amen. Vice president of South Park Area Civic Club. I didn't know that. I'm not surprised. And a member of Pure Justice and Texas Organizing Project. She is an activist in the community of South Park, Houston, Texas. On that note, Sister Cecelia Fontenot. Y'all give her a hand real quick, please. All right.
Good morning, everyone. Again, I'm Cecelia Fontenot, and today I will give you a little bit of information on Lone Star Legal Aid. The mission of Lone Star Legal Aid is to protect and advance the civil legal rights of low-income Texans by providing advocacy, legal representation, and community education that ensures equal access to justice. Eligibility. We help people living in 76 counties here in Texas. We only work on civil cases and do not handle criminal cases. We help those who are low income. How do you ask for help? There are numbers and 800 numbers that you can reach us through our, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 different branches in Texas. I'm looking for that 800 number right now.
It's at the bottom, on the Houston, the branch offices at the bottom. 800-733-8394. That's for Houston, Harris County. You see?
Each county has a different number and an 800 number. And I wish all of you were here so I could give you out a brochure. But since that's not possible, We have consumer laws, employment, family law, healthcare, housing, juvenile issues, neighborhood problems, public education, financial assistance, and public benefits. Special projects, civil matters in criminal justice project, crime victim unit, disaster recovery unit, equitable development initiative, and I will stop right there on the special project. Should I go on or?
Oh, sure, yeah, I mean, whatever you're comfortable sharing with the people that are listening at the end.
How do you ask for help? Call us. If you need legal help, look on the back of the brochure and you will find an 800 number and a local number to make contact with whichever region you live in. If the call is long distance for you, again, there is an 800 number. And just for added information, our co-executive director is Mr. Ernest Brown, and he is Black. I just thought I'd drop that in.
All right.
So we have branch offices in Longview, Texas, Nacogdoches, Paris, Richmond, Texarkana, Tyler, and Waco, along with our Houston office. Do you all have any questions for me?
I do.
Okay.
All right, so you are a board member of the, what's it called?
Houston Client Council.
Okay, so what is the Houston Client Council and how did you become a board member?
You get invited,
Okay,
of which I was invited to join the board as secretary. I had to think about that for a while because I haven't been a secretary since the early 1970s.
oh, okay. Who was born then? I was Will.
There you go.
So what does it, what does the Houston Client Council, what do they do?
We recommend people, we have our meetings once a month for 1 hour.
Okay.
And we hand out those brochures. As a matter of fact, we have something coming up at a work resource at Greater St. Matthews on the southwest side, of which I will represent Houston Client Council and Legal Aid, Lone Star Legal Aid.
So how do you guys go about finding potential clients for Lone Star?
Talking to the community.
Okay, all right. So how do you do that? Do you go out once a month? Do you go to events? How do you connect with the community?
We connect with the community through whatever event that they're having, or just put out flyers.
Okay, okay.
Cleaners.
Wherever people might gather.
We try to meet the people where they are.
Where they are, yeah. That's the best place to meet them.
Yes.
where they are, not only in their lives, but geographically as well.
Yes.
Because always expecting people to come to where you are, that don't always work.
No, it doesn't.
People living their lives, trying to survive and go through what they go through. So it's good that you guys do that. And I noticed when you were reading the substantive law types, consumer, employment, family law, healthcare, housing, juvenile issue, neighborhood problems, public education, financial assistance, and public benefits. Are any of these areas more in need as it relates to the community than any other? Do you find more of these things popping up as far as any particular one, or are they all about the same?
Family law, healthcare.
Okay. Why do you think that is?
Because we all need the healthcare and the family law.
Okay. Is that family law? Go into detail as far as what you guys cover with it as it relates to family law.
Okay, we find these days that instead of the parents of the kids that have grown up to be teenagers,
Mhm.
we find that grandparents are taking care of those children.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay, where are the
So
parents? Locked up or
they're
not there?
in jail or they are strung out.
Absentee.
Yes,
Yes.
they're absent, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So, in housing, we do have a housing department.
Okay,
So when you call that 800 number or the local number, you state what your needs are, and they will direct you to an attorney.
okay. I don't know, I don't think you said this. How many attorneys work at the Houston office? Any idea?
Oh, I don't have any idea.
Is that many?
It's that many.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
right now, with our new president, we're kind of worried about getting grant money.
Okay, because of course that comes from the government.
Yes,
And the worry is because,
he's cutting a lot of benefits.
so you guys were affected by this most recent freeze of money that happened, was that yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah, so the monies that you guys would normally get or expect to get, that's on hold, correct?
That's on hold for the
Wow.
time being.
Wow, okay, and of course, if you don't get that money, you can't do what you do.
We can't do what we do.
All right.
And we know we need to do what we do.
Yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. How long have they been in Houston, do you know?
Ooh,
I don't think it's on the brochure.
it's not on this for sure, but it's been years.
Well, there you go.
Thank you for that.
1948. Cheat sheet. Let me go to my.
Thank
I always think 4 miles.
77 years. They've been around for a minute.
Unity.
That's what it is. Yes, that's right.
Together.
Thank you for being a shining example of unity.
Yes, kudos to you.
Okay, so the special projects, you didn't read this, I'm gonna read it. Special projects. Civil Matters and Criminal Justice Project, Crime Victim Unit, Disaster Recovery Unit, Equitable Development Initiative, Community Advocacy, Fair Housing, Environmental Justice, Legal Assistance to Survivors of Sexual Assault, Low Income Taxpayer Clinic, Military Veterans Unit, Foreclosure Prevention Project, Justice for Older Adults Project. So these are special projects that you guys have worked on, or are they ongoing special
They
projects?
are ongoing projects.
Wow, so there's always something you guys are doing in these areas?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
So if a person has a question about these special projects, then they just call the 1-800 number for Houston, correct? Is that how it works? Or the 100 number or the 713 number? Which one would they call?
Either.
Okay, and just to repeat, I know I said the 1-800 number, but I'm gonna give the 713 as well. So the number for Houston is 713-652-0077. And the 1-800 number is 1-800-733-8394. Do you guys take walk-ins? Can people walk in from the street and just start talking to the
No.
secretary? No?
I'm
Okay, so how does that
afraid
work as far as someone wanting to, I guess it starts with a phone call?
It starts with the phone call.
Okay,
Yes.
and then once that phone call is made, as you said, the secretary, or I guess whomever answers the phone.
Our intake department
Okay,
will refer you to the specific attorney
okay,
that you are calling with your issue.
okay. So if you have an issue, you call the number, they direct you to an attorney. And I know this might be a difficult question to answer, but what is the average time a person can expect to get some feedback on what they're trying to get information about? What's the average time for that?
Maybe depending on the severity of the issue,
Okay,
it may take a week and then it may take a month.
okay, okay. So one of the projects is, I saw it, where is it? Legal assistance to survivors of sexual assault. Okay, so I'm actively working on an issue whereby it looks like a pedophile was removed from a high school campus. Parents weren't notified, and this person was his contract was eventually not renewed. There's clear evidence of pedophilia, with at least 2, maybe up to 5. So if I wanted to get information on how to best navigate this situation legally, I just call the phone number,
Yes,
and then they'll direct me to whomever, then we go from there.
they will.
Okay, okay, that'll definitely work, okay. Before I get to my next question, anybody got a question?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So let's say I'm a caller, I'm calling you, how do I know, because y'all only do civil cases, right?
Oh, good question.
Yes,
How do I know if my case is civil versus criminal?
Good question, good
that's a
question.
question for you to ask the intake
Okay,
person that answers the phone.
okay.
Let them know what your issue is, and they will refer you to that attorney.
Okay.
Yes,
And do you know the difference between civil and criminal?
yes.
What's the difference? I don't know, I'm asking because I don't know, what's the difference between civil and criminal? How do you, not only do you, how do you know, yeah, how do you know?
Most people don't know. that.
Yeah. Yeah, so how do you know? Well, other than asking, well, can you tell us based on what you know as far as?
Not really,
Oh, okay, well,
yes.
how do you differentiate between civil and criminal? How does that work?
You know, to me, and this is to me personally, it's when you kill someone,
Oh, okay,
and I'm just using that as an example.
okay,
Civil is when you have a house built and they did not build it correctly,
okay. All right,
and you've got cracks in the walls, cracks in the ceiling. Hey, that's a civil matter.
before I get to my next question, let me see if I can bring a little more info. So, I went to the Google, I go to the Google a lot. Okay, so civil cases usually involve disputes between people or organizations, while criminal cases allege a violation of criminal law. So if you're breaking the law, that's criminal. And if you just have a dispute between yourself and other people in the organization, that would be civil. Yeah, so that helps clarify. Okay, my next question is, okay, so how long have you been with them? 3 years, 4 years, how long have you been?
But when was that COVID pandemic?
When was COVID? How long was COVID? 2020. 2020. Oh, 5 years.
I've been with them even before.
Okay, all right, so 5+ years.
Yes.
Okay, so can you give us any success stories that you are aware of as relates to a person calling in, having an issue, and then being able to help so you can get a better idea of how this stuff works? Any success stories that you're aware of?
No, I'm not aware of any success story,
Okay,
but I am aware of non-success.
okay, I'm listening, go ahead.
On the job resource that we had last year
Mhm,
at Greater St. Matthews,
okay.
I had Lone Star Legal Aid to come in
Mhm,
because I could not answer all of those questions that people were having. And I had a few people to ask one of the attorneys,
mhm,
such and such did not go correctly.
okay,
And they took that person's information
okay.
and they were going to investigate what happened
Mhm,
and get back to that person.
okay,
And they're very good about doing that.
okay, so that would be a success story, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Anything else as it relates to personal experiences you've been a part of, seen, or aware of, whereby they've been able to help somebody in need?
Yes.
You know.
Let me see now. I can't think of one.
I'll put you on the spot. My,
I have a
my apologies. Go ahead, guys.
question. So like how far do the lawyers go with you in your case? Like do they
Oh, good question.
go to completion to your case or how does that work?
They do go to completion, beginning to ending.
That'll work. So I know that they work with low income populations. So how does it work if you don't have a lot of money or none at all? And you need advice, advocacy, or whatever. How does that work? As far as money is concerned.
If you have no money, you can't go in the backyard and pull it off the tree.
Okay,
So therefore, that will be free.
okay, okay. So any idea how I know you said earlier that like I just said, they cater to low income?
Yes.
How is low income defined? How low is low? What's the threshold and or the limit on what you,
How you
qualify? Yeah, what you have coming in based on the legal assistance you might need.
I'm gonna go back to the grandmother who's taking care of those children.
Okay,
We know that they do not have a lot of money.
yeah,
So they would possibly get their case for free.
okay.
Yes,
So it depends on the situation.
it does.
Okay, all right, amen. Do you by chance know, given this current mass deportation climate, of people being scooped up off the streets left and right, be they criminal or not, do you know if Lone Star is fielding more calls than usual as it relates to this mass deportation thing or not? Do you know that by chance?
We had our meeting last week.
Okay.
So since this just happened,
Oh,
we
okay.
will cover that in our
Next
next
meeting,
meeting, the
okay.
February meeting.
You guys meet once a month.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So do you by chance know, and it just came to mind when you said what you said, do you know if, well, let me rephrase that. Do they ever put out, does Lone Star ever put out information about things that are coming and or already happening to make the community aware? Is there any effort on Lone Star's part to let people know these are your rights, what you need to do if this thing happens? Do they ever do that kind of thing?
Know your rights.
Okay, okay,
Yes.
so they do those kinds of events.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
and how often is it? Monthly or just based on the situation?
It's based on the situation.
Okay,
Yes, because as Lone Star says, we don't know your situation until you tell us what your needs are.
okay, okay. That'll definitely work, and I think that might be my only question, my last question. Hold on, make sure, check my notes real quick. Yeah, I think that was, oh, yeah, last one, the substantive law types, it says neighborhood problem. Now, you work with, which civic club?
South Park Area Civic Club.
Southwest Civic Club, is that Brother Tracy?
No, he's in
Is
Sunnyside. I'm in
Sunnyside.
South Park.
Who's on South Park? Are you over it or are you a member?
I am the vice president of South Park
Oh.
Area Civic Club.
Okay, cool, who's president?
Pastor Bowden.
Okay, cool. Neighborhood problems. So civic clubs are there to help the community deal with community issues, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so can you give us an idea of what kind of neighborhood problems a person or even a civic club or super neighborhood might be having, whereby they might call Lone Star?
The dumping,
The illegal
the
dumping.
illegal.
That's a
dumping,
big problem. in
That's
South
a
Park
big,
and
big
Sunnyside.
problem.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
And
ma'am.
noise,
Okay,
which fall under nuisance.
yeah, that's right. So they would call, the civic club representative would call Lone Star and then say, we have this issue, and then Lone Star will best advise them as far as how to deal with that issue.
You would get with your city council first.
I was just about to say, other than voting, what, if that issue is a civil issue, although laws are being broken, would Lone Star really be able to do anything, or would they just direct you to your city council person because that's what the issue is?
They would refer us back to our city council.
Okay. So what kind of neighborhood problems could a person have whereby Lone Star would assist? Any idea?
Oh,
No? Okay. Yeah, I definitely want to reach out to them to try and have some sort of event around what's happening now with the deportation thing,
mhm.
because it's obviously a big deal. And us being here in Texas, of course, we got legal immigration all over the place.
All of
And I am not of the mindset that everybody that's being scooped up is in fact a criminal. I do understand that if you are here illegally, technically that makes you a criminal. But people are typically leaving their home countries because America's foreign policy has made that country very difficult to live in, and I do know that much. So yeah, I will definitely be reaching out to them to try and have some sort of event around it. That's a big deal. Okay, other than that, I'm assuming no one else has any more questions? Anything else you wanna say in closing? I think we're good.
I thank you all very much for listening to me.
All right.
Even though I could not answer every question.
I think there was only one that you want to wear, maybe two, but no, you did fine.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Let me close this thing out. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for listening. We will most certainly see you next Thursday for our next speaker. God bless you. Y'all have a good day. Bye-bye.